Hello, and welcome to Counter Conversations 2.0, where we're taking beauty counter conversations to the next level. I'm really excited to introduce Marianne Montella to you today. But before we do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Beauty Counter. Beauty Counter is a direct retail company with a mission to get safer products into the hands of everyone. We create products across multiple categories: skincare, makeup, and bath and body. We offer our products across a wide range of sales channels: independent consultants, e-commerce, limited time brand partnerships, and retail stores. We also educate the public about environmental health issues. We advocate for health protective laws, and we build a movement for change. So I'm so excited to introduce Marianne Montella. Marianne lives in Breezy Point, New York, right on the water, right on the beach. It's beautiful. I've seen the view. She is a full-time mother to two amazing little girls. She was a physical education teacher for 7 years, and she also taught Pilates at the same time. She is an avid runner who loves fitness and sports, and she is currently training for her first marathon, and she'll be running the New York City Marathon in November of 2022. If that's not amazing, I don't know what is. She also just earned Scottsdale, so we're so excited for her for that. And she was introduced to Beauty Counter and absolutely fell in love with the products, and now can add Beauty Counter Director to her list. So I'm excited to have her. She has left teaching to focus solely on Beauty Counter, and she feels like this job has been extremely rewarding to her and given her the greatest flexibility as a mother. She can't wait to continue the journey, and we can't wait to see where she goes. So with that, Marianne, I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell us a little bit about your story, how you got involved, how you're growing your business, how you hit Scottsdale. So we're so excited to talk to you today.
Thank you, Gretchen. So yeah, Scottsdale was a big deal for me. That was a great accomplishment. I'm very excited about that. I started Beauty Counter in April of 2020 during the pandemic. My mentor, Danielle Gallagher, who's my good friend, introduced me to Beauty Counters a few years ago. So I was on and off using the products, and then I came back around asking her, my skin was changing. I needed a change. I needed something for my skin to better my skin. And she said, try this, try that. I did everything she told me. Then I was hooked. I started using the products. I come from a family with a lot of women. So all the women in my family were asking me once I started, what are you using on your skin? It looks great. All these compliments I was getting. So I started to send each of them to my friend Danielle. I would refer all of them, and they would call her. And I guess maybe after like the 10th person I sent her, she gave me a call and said, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? She's like, you're sending me all these people. She goes, why don't you just do it? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Never really thought about it. And then she circled back to me and said, what'd you think? I said, I really didn't think about it. And then I said, tell me a little bit about it. So she gave me a rundown on the business aspect of it and all of the perks of it, the discount, all the great stuff, right? So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me try it. So April of 2020, I signed on as a consultant. And by that summer, I had become director.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was that June.
Mm-hmm.
And I really there was no pop-ups at that time. So I was just reaching out to people in my phone. I didn't have social media. It was all referrals of people that I knew, sending out samples, telling them what I use. So that's really how I built up my clientele. And then that summer of 2020, people started to venture out more, and I started to hold pop-ups, and you started to see people again. So I saw the rewards of having a pop-up, and you got out, it's ladies' night, people have fun, they're conversing, they're having a good time, they're touching the products, they're seeing the products. So I just started booking lots of pop-ups and working my business through that. And it had been successful. I met some of the people on my team at these pop-ups, which I have signed on to my team to join. So solely for me, it's been a lot of pop-up work. And then I have my base clients for my regulars who are regimen users and makeup use. The makeup has blown up.
Right, right. So Marianne, tell us a little bit, because you do a lot of pop-ups. How do you, for someone who doesn't know, how do you engage someone? How do you ask someone to do a pop-up for you? How do you invite people? And then what is your follow-up like?
So I usually tell people, you get in conversation about what you do for a living, and I converse with people about what I do. I explain to them what Beauty Counter is, and I say, I host parties if you're ever interested in it. The host gets rewards. It's a ladies' night. You have a night out, and everybody is always like, "Yo, I would love a night out, and I love a get together, and I love rewards." So it's really, you also have to know your audience of who these people are. Are they people that would like to host? Are they people who like to go out? They want to socialize. So I usually know the type of person who would be willing to have a party. And if I've asked millions of people, and if they say no, they say no. It's you just ask.
Right. And so when you're talking to someone at a pop-up and you think, oh my gosh, this would be a great team member, what's the verbiage that you use with that person?
So I usually ask them, what they think about the product, what do they use? I know I ask them, are you a skincare lover? Because that's me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, but I don't know if I could sell it. And I tell them all the time, that is exactly what I thought too. And I'm always like, think about it. What's the worst that could happen? You sign on, you don't like it, you try it, you still get the discount on the products that you love. Mm-hmm. But it's usually the first thing that people say, I don't know if it's for me. And I felt the same way. So I always just approach people. If you ever, have you ever thought about the business side of it? If you're interested, I can, I'd be happy to help learn and have a conversation about it.
Well, that's awesome. So tell me, what do you do to encourage your team members and get them motivated and get them excited about what's going on with Beauty Counter?
So I always keep in touch with my team. I mean, I talk to everybody almost every single day, and I'm texting with them saying, how's your month going? Let's set up the month, as my mentor does to me. She's always checking in on me. What do you got this month? What's on the calendar? What's going on? And all the incentives will be, those are exciting. And when you know that you're going to hit a goal where you can win something or earn something, it's fun, right? So we'll all text about, oh, I want to get this. I want to get the new for new, and I'm going to get Scottsdale. And so that open line of communication really is helpful and motivating. You tell your team members, they got this, they could do it, because they can. It just takes a little bit. Sometimes it's harder than others, but open line of communication and motivation is key for the team.
So I know that you really set goals to get to Scottsdale. Tell us a little bit about how you did that and why that was so important to you.
So when I decided that I wanted to go all in Beauty Counter, I knew that making this trip would be a huge deal for me and for my business and for the career move that I made. So I knew that I had to book up. So what I did, as my mentor, Danielle, told me, overbook, overbook, overbook. And that's what I did. And I had pop-ups on my calendar every single month. I had more than 2 each month because people tend to cancel. So the goal for me was to be as busy as possible and to come out of August. Like Danielle said, she goes, you want to come out of August like, oh, I did everything that I could to get there. And she was right. And we did. And we worked hard. And that is something that I've learned, is to overbook myself, because people do cancel or something comes up. So it's to stay busy all month, and you're going to hit those goals. Have something always prepared.
That's awesome. So there's a lot of different things that people like about Beauty Counter and being a Beauty Counter consultant. Tell us, what is one of the number one things you love about it?
It has actually given me a lot of confidence to come out of my shell and to meet all these women who are doing the same thing as me. It made me realize, oh, I could do that, and I can get there. So it's been a really, really big confidence booster for me to see where I could take my career. And I really love the family aspect of it.
So the community, yes. And I think that that's probably, everyone that I talk to says, oh, I came on for the discount, but the community, the products, the advocacy. So tell us a little bit, how do you bring advocacy or clean skincare into when you're talking to someone?
Yes, I always let people know that we are the leaders in clean. All our products are completely safe. I always like to use the logo that we used to use about if you shouldn't use it pregnant, you shouldn't use it at all, because I get a lot of young moms asking me, can I use this? Can I use this? And we explain the whole situation of the bigger screening that we go through and that we don't use anything that's harmful to you, that would harm your baby. I always bring that up the first thing. That's what I always lead with. We're clean, and then you get some people who are like, oh, I never thought about that. And then you educate them on why we're clean, how we're the cleanest company,
Yes.
and all that.
Well, that's exciting as well. One of the things that really stood out to me was your passion when you talk about your girls.
Yeah.
The flexibility. Tell us a little bit about them and how that has changed with your life and your lifestyle, actually.
Well, for instance, I got to take them to school today. It was their first day of school was today. And I said, oh, I have a meeting. I could go home, go on my meeting, get everything done. I was working 5 days a week, hustling and bustling out of the house, getting them out at the same time as me. It was just a lot of stress and getting somebody else to pick them up, and always relying on other people, where I couldn't volunteer at their school. I couldn't really do the things that I wanted to do while working. So this has given me the balance where I can earn an income, a good income, and have a career, but also be a mother, which is really important to me, to be there for the kids while they're small,
Right. And you did say that you started this as you were a full-time teacher at that time. How did you do that? Like mother, teacher, beauty counter consultant. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. So that was a lot. So I would get up. I still get up before them. I get myself up at 5. I get my workout in. I cook their breakfast, and then I get them up and out. So, but when I was working, I would have to get myself ready before I got them ready, then get them up, and then get them out to school, and then get myself to work. So it was like, but you just become used to it and you do it. And I said, but what if there's another?
Marianne, I just lost you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, there it goes. Now it came back on.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So everything that I wanted was right there in Beauty Counter. And I just had to take the leap of faith and say, I'm going to do this, and I can do this. So here I am.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. So excited about LEAD coming up next week. What are you excited about to see there?
So I'm really excited to see the whole dynamic of training live and learning live in person, meeting people that I've seen on Zoom and seeing how they run their business. And I love, love, love getting advice and tips on how I could do better and how I could learn and I'm just so excited to be fulfilled in that area of meeting new people and seeing everybody in person.
Well, that's amazing. And I'm so excited that we're going to be working together.
I know.
As senior director. And so that's another goal that Marianne has on her plate. Okay, so now the obvious question, what's your favorite product?
Oh my gosh. Right. So this is a toss up because I have been a peel girl through and through, the overnight peel, which I still use. I use it less. But our new mask, the AHA mask, is the reflective mask is one of my favorite. So I have been doing the 2 of those during the week. Like I do my peel in the middle of the week. I do my mask in the beginning and at the end. And I also love the vitamin C toner now. All the new, but those will be my 3 top products at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
So really
what about, I know we have the new holiday line coming up. What are you excited about for that?
So I love the holiday line because I like all the new things that come out because it's always for a limited time. I love the makeup all the time in the holiday line. I like the new colors and the different colors, and it's such a short window also where it excites people because the shades, the warm duo last year, do you remember that?
Yes.
So that was like a big seller. So I'm looking forward to versions of that and the new colors, and I like the makeup.
Yes. Yeah, that's exciting.
That's what I'm excited about.
So Marianne, and if there's someone that's bringing a new consultant in and you want to leave them with one thing about Beauty Counter that has changed your life, what would that be?
I would say that it definitely gave me the confidence to believe in myself, that I can do anything that I put my mind to and my heart, set my heart to it. And that you're going to have a whole community of people behind you helping you, and you're not alone to do it. So that's
right.
really
And we
how
want you to add a voice, right? Add a
Yep.
voice to our advocacy. So with that, I will say thank you so much, Marianne. And
having me.
so excited to see you and meet you in person next
Me
week.
too. I can't wait to hang out.
It'll be awesome. I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.